Free Geek Pen is an electronics recycling center which specializes in restoring electronics to usable condition. They turn salvageable parts from donated equipment into working electronics for those on a budget. The best part is your old gear doesn't end up in a landfill. Free Geek Pen also does computer repair. Find them online at freegeekpen.org. Give them a call at 717-721-2494 or stop by the shop on Main Street in Ephrata. Think freegeekpen.org.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
At 600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.
This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Valley of the Sun and Phoenix International Raceway for tonight's kickoff of the 2021 Season 2 for the iRacing Sprint Car Cup. My name is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network, and it's a pleasure to have you along for tonight's race. A throwback to the days when the Copper World Classic was the traditional kickoff event to the open wheel season. Phoenix International Raceway was built in 1964 around the Estrella Mountains on the outskirts of Avondale, Arizona. Monument Hill, located alongside turns 3 and 4, is a favorite among race fans because of the unique view and the lower ticket prices. Top of the hill lies the Marker, which served as the original land survey point for all of what later became the state of Arizona. Phoenix International Raceway was built with the goal of being the western home of open wheel stock car racing, and We are for sure seeing that today. Sports cars in USAC began racing in the track in 1964. And in 1977, the first Copper World Classic was held, a marquee event for the USAC midgets, sprints, and Silver Crown cars. The racing here at Phoenix began to dramatically change in the 21st century. 2011, the front stretch was widened, pit stalls were changed from asphalt to concrete, and the dog leg was moved outward. Along with the other changes, progressive banking was added to the turns. Turns 1 and 2 changed to 10 degrees on the bottom, 11 degrees up top. And turns 3 and 4 now measure 11 degrees on the bottom and 9 degrees on the high side of the racing surface. With qualification running on the track, let's show you the rules of the road for tonight's racing action. 30 laps, 30 miles, or 48.3 kilometers for those of you using the metric system. Caution flag laps do not count in this one. There is no lucky dog, but they will have the waiver rounds available for cars caught between the pace car and the race leader. There's going to be no pit stops. We won't see any action on pit road tonight except for cars repairing crash damage. One attempt at a green-white checkered overtime is available if needed. While we have a minute here, let's show you the early season schedule here. Phoenix kicks things off this week. Next week, we're going to head to South Boston Speedway, owned by the Mattioli and Igdalski families, the same folks that own Pocono Raceway. North Wilkesboro Speedway makes up week number 3, Lanier National Speedway in week 4, Richmond Raceway, and Stafford Motor Speedway completes the first half of the Season 2 schedule. Let's get you the full graphics up here on the screen so we can show you who is where and what their best lap time is. Matthew Pilas going to be quickest on the top of the speed charts. 25.4 seconds for his lap time. 25.44 for Dan Smith. Ryan Sellers, Jeffrey Stanton, Spencer Steinman, your top 5. Pretty strong field here as well. iRatings ranging from 1,000 to just north of 6,000 on the slate here. So going to be a pretty good field here, just waiting on a couple of more cars to take their laps. Let's show you what this place looks like up close and personal with Connor Babel. Babel's going to be setting a personal best, but I don't think it's going to be enough to grab the top of the speed charts. Moves up into the 17th position. Let's do this. While he finishes up his qualification run, let's let you know what's coming up here on the National Racing Network. Tomorrow night, we have Skippy Cross with a TNT Special Event Series. It's as insane as it sounds. Skip Barber Formula Cars doing Rallycross at Hell in Norway. You really don't want to miss that show. It's going to be pretty wild. Thursday night, the USF 2000 Official Series and the High Side Hustle. The Hustle coming up at 8 o'clock, 10 p.m. start time for the USF 2000s. And Monday, we're back with the Silver Crown Series as they get ready to roll as well. Let's get you the starting grid for tonight's racing action. 26 cars will take the green flag. They'll be led there by Matthew Pilas out of Texas with a quick lap time of 25.404 seconds, 141.732 miles per hour. Dan Smith will line up his outside, less than a tenth back. Ryan Sellers and Jeffrey Stanton will make up row number 2. Spencer Steinman and Jason Brown in row number 3. Alex Ryans and Stephen Mastro in row number 4. Rich Foreman and William Guess in row number 5. I wonder if that's the Rich Foreman from Indiana who's so familiar to the USAC fans. Rich, hopefully it is you. Joe Adams out of Canada and Steven Spears from the Midwest in row number 6. Row 7 will have New Jersey's Jim Vigg and Connor Babel. Brian Payne out of the Northwest, and Mark Hefner will make up row number 8. Row number 9 will have Justin Critelli out of New Jersey and Christopher Alcaraz. Row 10, Pete Polini and Zach Evans. Polini we saw last night along with Evans in the Silver Crown race. Ryan Grassi and Jason Steinhurst in row number 11. Row 12 will have Perry Vance and Mark Burns out of New England. Row number 13, Joseph Parker and Kevin DeBello. Field's getting ready to make their way down here to get the green flag, and pace car is off, and for this one, the start is all yours. People on the racetrack caution flag number 1 going to fly early here. Talked to some of the drivers before the race, and one of the things they were concerned about is these sprint cars are the biggest handful, hands down, on the iRacing platform. Insane to get off the corners. Cold tires are very, very difficult to work with, and it looks like we had trouble early on here for Mark Burns. Take a look here, Burns in the number 24, that royal blue and light blue machine. Well, he just kind of comes down. They have been an issue of old tires catching him out. Too much throttle application will really get you into trouble here. Trouble for Perry Vance. He was the car that Burns came down on and then big into the inside retaining wall. Pretty wild ride there, up and over. He jumps pit side, and we'll jump back to live race coverage here. I want to remind everybody we can get your comments up here live on the air if you're tuning in here on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. During our live broadcast, you can comment with stars, and that's kind of guaranteed to get your comment on the broadcast. At the very least, we're going to give you a shout out if you're watching on the Facebook side. You can also support the National Racing Network on Patreon at patreon.com/National Racing Network. Costs you just a couple of bucks a month. You get all sorts of inside access and the ability to chat with us on our private Discord server. Also, kind of get to help direct the conversations as well. So again, caution laps do not count. You're going to see a whole bunch of jumping through the timing and scoring tower here as the cars cross the start and finish line. Basically recycles everybody back. Although, looks like iRacing may have, basically the way iRacing handled caution laps that don't count was every car that crosses the start finish line crashes. And when you crash, you get an end-of-line penalty. So if you crash everybody, you cycle the field through without the lap scoring. That may have changed here with the latest update, but we'll kind of keep an eye on that one. Give you the rundown on all the drivers in the field tonight. We'll do that one next caution flag here. We are going to do one more lap under the caution flag here. So let's give you the rundown on all the drivers. Matthew Pilas, a 4.99 A license, an I rating of 5861. Pretty darn good iRacer here at the front of the field. This is a B series license class, so you're going to be at least a B license, theoretically a C 4.0 or higher to get in the field. Only 3 B licensed drivers, 23 A license level drivers competing here tonight. Saw an absolute barn burner in the sprint cars last night. See how the race is going to play out tonight. We'll make sure we get all the big sponsor plugs in here, including Baldwin Agriland, reminding you to eat more beef. Use the hashtag #EatMoreBeef on social media. Let Baldwin Agriland know. Join the races in here on the National Racing Network. Also, Hot Shoe Racewear. Give Alan a shout and find our buddies at hotshoeracewear.com. As fields off the turn, number 4, green flags in the air. We are back underway, and Pilot was able to get out to a good lead over Dan Smith early in this one. The battle is going to be pretty good back here for right about the 4th position. They will try to use the dog leg and cut it off. Maybe not as much as the Silver Crown Horse, just because of the amount of downforce that they're having. So far, everybody getting spread out pretty well, single file here. Now you see the bouncing around and timing and scoring going on. So once again, working lap number 3 of 30. Caution flag laps do not count. We follow this battle for Ryan Sellers and Jeffrey Stanton. Also have another good battle developing here back in the racetrack just a little bit. Just ahead of Jim Vig in the number 8 is Connor Babel in the 5, Mark Hefner in the 14, and Brian Payne. All these cars are getting up to the jump as well. When we talked to the drivers pre-race, one of the big things they mentioned was tire wear is not really a big issue. It's heating the right rear tire up. Heating the tires in general. If you get the right rear too hot, the car will just go into flat snap oversteer. In some of the Formula cars with the wings and all the downforce generators, that can be tough. In a sprint car, you don't have a prayer of catching that snap oversteer. So that's really going to be a big thing to watch as the race develops here. Was holding on to an 1/8 of a second lead over Dan Smith. Smith, under attack from Ryan Sellers as they make their way in for the first 3. Sellers trying to work the apron just a little bit. Get the left side tires down there just enough to help the car rotate. You get down there too far, you're going to get the back end to step out in a big way. Caution flag number 2 going to fly on the racetrack here as we have 24 laps remaining. Take a look here, but it looks like trouble for Mark in the number 14. After just a big push off the corner. Wild ride down the straightaway. Sounds like somebody else got a piece of that as well, but let's do this. Let's get you the cockpit view here from Mark Hefner's car. Break there for Hefner, and he's going to come down pit road and have to get the damage repair done on that one. What a fantastic paint scheme, though. The Mark Donahue throwback on that number 14 is absolutely beautiful. Several cars on pit road already, including Zach Evans, Kevin DeBello, Mark Burns, Perry Vance. Hand jacks on these cars, so it takes a while to get the repairs done on these things. So the field making their way around under caution here. Zach Evans also having trouble. Let's take a look and see what happened to that machine. Your eye on that number 18. This is after the initial wreck. Oh, almost got into the 4, spun it into the outside wall. A little bit of contact there with the 17 and Kevin DeBello. So several cars having issues early on here. Like we were mentioning, check in the comments. Let us know where you're watching from. Tell us what else in the world of iRacing that you'd like to see here on the National Racing Network. That Skippy Cross race tomorrow night is going to be utterly fantastic. If you haven't seen Rallycross, it's a mixed surface competition consisting of dirt and asphalt. And the Hell Rallycross track is fairly tight, very twisty. And as you would imagine, a Skip Barber Formula car is not going to be real pleasant to handle on the dirt. It's just not real pleasant to handle on the asphalt. But that one is going to be a really neat show, and we are running a full alphabet soup. If we get 60 cars registered for tomorrow night's race, I believe we start with an I main. If you're not familiar with the alphabet soup, you basically start with the lowest letter in the alphabet that's required. If you advance, you move to the next race. You're going to take the top two and advance them to the next consolation race, or the next the main race. Chili Bowl this year, we saw Jason McDougal go from something like a J main, and he made it to the B. It was the story of the Chili Bowl, is what Jason McDougal was able to do. We're going to have drivers trying to pull that off tomorrow night in the Skippy Cross. That one's going to be a ton of fun. Coming up Thursday night on the High Side Hustle, we haven't announced it yet, but we'll give you folks the scoop here. Tina Rogers, the owner of Grandview Speedway up here in Pennsylvania, will be joining Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright. That one's going to be a fantastic show. And we'll give you a hint on guest number 2, because he's not totally confirmed yet, but there were movie posters flying around with this gentleman's nickname. We'll leave it at that one. You don't want to miss Thursday night show, that's for sure. Also on Thursday night, the the USF 2000 series is coming up on Thursday. Their opening round of the season from the Finger Lakes in New York and Watkins Glen International Raceway. We have 18 to go battle right here at 10 o'clock on Thursday night. Pace car getting ready to pull off here. What do you think? We'll try this one again to give you a shot at the cool action shots here. You'll get me to be quiet for a minute. Oh, well, maybe not. Lights are back on the pace car, so we are not going back. Now the lights are out. And something to keep in mind as you look at the car numbers on these cars. No custom numbers on the sprint cars tonight. These are done in order of drivers' iRating. So the best iRating in the server will be number 1. Second best will be number 2, etc. So pretty big jump for some of these names. Dan Smith theoretically should be about a 16th place car. He's currently running in the 3rd position. Rich Foreman in the 21 up to the 8th position. But again, that's not where they're starting. Biggest gainers of the race so far, Joseph Parker's up 5 spots to 20th. And Jason Steiner's up to 8th also. Now the pace car is off, and we're ready to go back. Green flag racing. We're underway once again here in Phoenix. Turn 4 down the front stretch. 20 laps remaining here in the sprint car season opener that we call the Copper World. Spencer Steiner in the 11 holds on to 4th position. He's got a hornet's nest forming up behind him, and he's not far off from Dan Smith either. Things will start to get a little bit dicey here. The sprint cars, you got to make the pass when you have a shot. You don't know if you're hooking the right rear off your car. Especially as the fuel load lightens in these things, they become more and more of a handful. Every lap they run under caution makes these cars more difficult to drive later on in the race. contact. One car going up and over wildly. That's going to be Jeffrey Stanton. Huge hit for Stanton down the outside wall. He lands it on all fours, sticks the landing a solid 9 from the Russian judge. Stanton's going to come back out onto the racetrack. That is absolutely going to push the caution. Here's the replay. Keep your eye on that machine to the outside, the number 3. Little bit of right side romance into the outside retaining wall, and a huge set of flips coming right into your living room. Show you that one again. From the onboard. Oh, yeah. That car bouncing around and hitting an absolute ton. Now here comes Stanton down pit road. Stanton comes in, and yeah, he's going to have a very long repair job on that machine. So, right there, and already under our 3rd caution, but we are pretty rapidly approaching halfway point here. It says 19 to go. That will reset back. A close-up look here at the field as they make their way around the racetrack. Your race leader is the number 2 of Ryan Sellers. Leary Construction, number 2, has been pacing the field from the drop of the green flag here. The Pabst Blue Ribbon Special, LaDan Smith, rolls off in the 2nd position for the restart. That is a good-looking throwback paint job on that one. I'm going to clear the fence here. We'll get you a little bit. Look at race car there, Mr. Smith. Spencer Steinman running into 3rd position in the number 11. Oh, Cody Swanson throwback on that one. Jason Brown in the DRR Tobias Speed Equipment. He's chassis number 7. He's going to show us the 12 on the racetrack. He does have a custom paint job on the car, but he will be the number 7 in timing and scoring. Pick up Rich Foreman in the Rich Foreman Photography DRR entry. That is Mr. Rich Foreman. One of the best photographers in the business and one of the go-to guys at the United States Auto Club. Rich, one of the good guys in the sport, that's for sure. Lining up behind Rich on the restart in the 6th position will be Alex Orions. In the number 9. A beast chassis. Should be going back to green here, so we'll widen things out just a little bit. There you go. Pace car is off. The flash bulbs starting to pop. Green flags back in the air. We're underway once again. Sellers going to get a good jump into one, but here comes Steinman looking at the inside of Smith in the corner, and we're already back under the caution flag. Several cars having an issue there as we came back to the restart. See what happened there. Trouble for William Guess. Big hit from the 5, up and over. Oh, we've got a driver's meeting to turn 1. Sprint cars flipping, tumbling. Good Lord. You can't park there. Here it is from the onboard. That was a wild ride. Take a look here. See, we'll check the onboard here from Connor Babbel's camera. See, he's the car that got on top. Here we go. For a little bit further back, this is the view from Joseph Parker. Check out the smoke and what you can't see. Really not much there. I mean, Parker tried to get it stopped. But that's the other thing about these sprint cars. They just do not stop. So we'll pick back up the front of the field here and get our race leader, Ryan Sellers, again, as we sort out who is and is not in the race here. Jason Steinhurst currently on the pit road. Looks like Jeffrey Stanton, William Glass, Christopher Alcaraz, Ryan Grassi, Joseph Parker, all going to be on pit road here. Mark Burns is most certainly out of the race. We can tell you that one for sure. Zach Evans is, I believe, not on the racetrack. It doesn't look like he's turning laps here. Yep, Zach Evans is long gone. He will finish in the 25th position tonight. Well, not long gone. He could be sitting on pit road waiting for repair work. But Kevin DeBello is on the racetrack. However, he is 6 laps down the race leaders. Also, the 23 of Percy Vance being scored 6 laps down. And all the cars involved in that carnage on the front straightaway. Joseph Parker, Ryan Grassi, Christopher Alcaraz, Connor Babbel, William Guest, Jeffrey Stanton, Jason Steinhurst, Mark Hefner, and Justin Kelly are all on pit road. Kelly just making his way out of the pits now. He'll tag it in the back, and he will remain on the lead lap. Stephen Mastro and Matthew Pilas being scored 1 lap down. Not sure what happened with Pilas. Yeah, Pilas came in. He made a pit stop. Not sure what the issue was there for Pilas. He actually jumped in the pits. So that may have been a connection issue. Let's take a look here. See if we can get it on the replay real quick. Yeah, he basically just disappeared. Connection issue for Matt Pilas. What a tough break there. He's able to get back on into the race, but he's going to be 1 lap down, and we've got a new race leader, Ryan Sellers. As the pace car comes in off of turn number 4. Will be 18 laps to go this time by. Sellers gets on the loud pedal, and he'll be your leader into 1. Everybody pretty much single file here. We'll slide back a little bit, pick up the side-by-side battle. Pete Polini and Brian Payne going to pull down the dog leg. Oh, 3 wide in the middle of the corner. What a pass by Pilas. He's still on the lead lap. No, he's not. Stephen Mastro, Matthew Pilas being scored a lap down, but Pilas needs to get himself ahead of Stephen Mastro to claim the lucky dog spot. We've got to keep our eye on Pilas here, see if he's able to get in front. He's right, no lucky dog. He's got to pass everybody organically and then hope for the caution. That's going to be pretty insane. Pilas is able to pull that one off. Looking back to the front of the field, Ryan Sellers. Still your race leader. Still working the apron through turns 3 and 4. And Smith holds on to the second position. Let's slide back in the field here just a little bit. Several cars doing battle. Jim Vig just ahead of Pete Polini. Vig to the outside. Polini in the black one. Looks to the inside. Vig's going to hold on to the spot. We've got one car to sort of look down at everybody too. That's Steven Spears. Just past halfway. 17 down, 13 to go. Here at Phoenix International Raceway, round 1, 2021 season. Just ahead of these guys, we've got a duel for second. And Smith has the spot on the inside. Here comes Spencer Steinman looking outside through the dog leg. Smith, Brown, and Steinman get about a second, third, and fourth. Smith holds on to the spot for now. Focus will turn to Brown and Steinman. Brown will hold on to the spot. Through turns 3 and 4. Steinman has to fall back to the inside. Try a little bit of a crossover move here. Brown slides up the racetrack. Steinman to the inside. Brown going to keep it wound up way on the outside. Steinman cuts the corner on the dog leg. What a fantastic pull this one is as we're down to 10 to go. Position makes its way down the backstretch. No contest now. Spencer Steinman has it. He's going to set sail and go looking for Dan Smith. Our charger for the race so far going to be Pete Polini. Up 10 spots to the 9th position. Up 4 is Rich Foreman to 5th. Oh, a couple of cars hard into the outside wall. That's Dan Smith. Caution number 5 going to fly on the racetrack here. Smith has to jump back to the pits. Let's take a look at the hot shots. See what happened to Dan Smith here. Tried to cut the corner, backed it off the outside wall. Pretty big hit there for Dan Smith. He gets himself cleared off the racetrack. Slide up here and try to get you the gyro panel. What happened to Dan Smith? You heard the car start to break loose when he got onto the apron. A tough break for Dan Smith. He had a very good run going. Looks like he's going to be pit side now in the 14th position. Interesting there, you see Ryan Sellers running the apron here. You will find cooler asphalt down there. And that's something that these drivers will do to try to get some of the heat out of the tires. I mean, you'll see, yeah, Smith heading all the way down to the inside safety barrier. Even just a couple of degrees of tire temperature can really make a difference here, especially on the restarts. When the cars are not up to speed, it is so easy to induce wheel spin. And you saw what happened there to Dan Smith. It doesn't take much to get this sprint car out of control. And once it's there, you are completely out of luck. These sprint cars, 410 cubic inch stock block pushrod V8s. Very similar engines to what you're going to see in a standard USAC dirt sprint car, and the USAC pavement sprint cars for that matter. Making 820 horsepower, 650 plus pound-feet of torque. These things are a beast to handle. 90-inch wheelbase, 78 inches wide, 1,475 pounds. The power-to-weight ratio on these sprint cars is absolutely incredible. Two-way adjustable shocks make up the suspension. And the biggest difference, in addition to the aero, between the sprint car and the Silver Crown car is the wheelbase. The Silver Crown car measures over 100 inches long. It makes that car much more maneuverable. It changes the center of mass and basically where the twist point is on the car. Whereas tonight, you've only got 90 inches to work with and an additional 55 cubic inches of raw V8 iron under the hood. Are out on the pace car. We're inside of 10 to go, making 8 laps to go, this time by the start-finish line. The newly generic iRacing safety car pulls off into the pit lane, and we're ready to go back to racing. Ryan Sellers going to lead the field to green, and he gets a fantastic restart. He'll lead the field to one. Contact! Spencer Steinman's going to go around. He gets absolutely drilled in turn one. Tough break for Spencer Steinman. Jason Brown got into him on corner entry, overcooked the corner entry by a wide margin. Here's the restart. Brown got it way to the inside. Able to recover the car, but same can't be said for Spencer Steinman. Let's go on board here with Jim Vig. Absolutely nowhere to go as he collects Spencer Steinman. One more look here on the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay. Absolutely wild ride for Spencer Steinman. Spencer going to be on the pit lane, and we're still down to 7 to go here. And again, we talked about it. The more laps you run under caution, the worse these cars are going to handle. That may have been part of the issue that Brown encountered there. These cars are just not much fun to drive as the fuel tanks get low. Down to not many cars on the lead lap here as well. Timing and scoring showing us 9 cars comprising the lead lap, led by Ryan Sellers, Jason Brown in the second position. Rich Foreman with a good run up to the third position. Alex Orion's currently running in the 4th position. Joe Adams in 5th. 6th. Look at that car. That's going to be the 20th. Steven Spears. Haven't talked about him a whole lot tonight. He's up 6 positions from the green flag. Absolutely beautiful visit to Portugal. That's a bucket list place for sure. Ryan Payne running in the 7th position. 8th belongs to Justin Kelly and Pete Bellini. Final car in the lead lap in the 9th position. Still going to be at least one more lap under the caution flag. Apparently Spencer Steinman and Jim Vig on pit road. Give you a look at those cars that we are showing here on the pit lane. There's Steinman and Jim Vig there as well. Also Jeffrey Stanton, William Guest, Connor Babel, Christopher Alcaraz, Joseph Parker. We got a lot of cars sitting on the pit road here now. Cars that are one lap down and still on the racetrack include Matthew Pelis, Stephen Mastro, Dan Smith is on pit lane, Perry Vance is on the racetrack, but multiple laps down, Kevin DeBello, Jason Steinhurst. Every lap you can gain here is points in the season-long chase. This is going to be one of, if not the best strength of field races you'll see in the sprint cars all week. That's why we're running the broadcast in the time slot. This is where we're going to get the best fields. And it goes to show you how tough these cars are to control. 6 caution flag will conclude right now as the green flag flies back in the air. Ryan Sellers leads the field into 1. Jason Brown not going anywhere though. You've seen he's not afraid to use the chrome horn. Catching him's one thing, passing him's another. Stay right here with the battle of the lead. Now we got a big gaggle of cars fighting against each other towards the back. We'll slide back there, pick them up first for a minute. Joe Adams and Pete Polini, 5th and 6th. We're down to 5 to go. And that battle for the lead's closing up. We got to get you up front here. Sellers has it. Brown tried to take the way inside lane, but he's not going to be close enough. Now 4 to go, this time by the start-finish line for Ryan Sellers. Is the caution going to fly one more time? They do have an overtime attempt available as well. 4 to go with this battle for the race leads. Gonna rage on. Now 3 to go, this time by the start-finish line, and it's a 10th and a half. Ryan Sellers over Jason Brown. Oh, big wiggle out of Sellers. That's going to open up the door for Brown to look to the inside. Sellers may give the spot to him and cross him under out of 4. He does just that. Is lap traffic going to come into play? Good drive off the corner for Sellers, but it won't be enough. New leader Jason Brown at the line with 2 to go. Brown slides up the racetrack just a little bit in turns 1 and 2. Sellers takes it all the way down to the apron. Shortcuts the track by a big margin. He's going to reclaim the lead into 3. What a pass by Ryan Sellers. Off of turn 4, white flag in the air. 1 lap to go here at Phoenix. Where does Jason Brown make the move? He's right there on the bumper of Sellers through 1. Neither cuts the dog leg. The pass attempt's going to come in 3. Sellers leads him there. Brown right to the back bumper. Off of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Drag race to the line. Who's it going to be? Big wiggle. Oh, what a finish. Ryan Sellers picks up the win. They wad him up off of turn number 4. Fantastic race to the finish. Let's show you that last lap one more time. What a final lap. Absolutely fantastic performance from Ryan Sellers. He's going to burn him down right here at the front straightaway. Comet Kart Sales, Leary Construction entry parks it on the front straightaway, and we'll see. I don't see Mr. Sellers here in our voice chat program, which is tough because we'd love to get an interview with him here. So we'll give it a minute and we'll give you the results for tonight's feature event. Several cars having big issues throughout the night. Ryan Sellers picks up the win officially by 2:02. The margin of victory. That's with a decimal in front of it over Jason Brown. Just a tick over 2/10. Alex Orions comes home in the third position. Fourth will belong to Joe Adams. Steven Spears fifth. Justin Critelli, Brian Payne, Spencer Steinman, Pete Polini, Rich Form in the top 10. Only 10 cars remained on the lead lap. Matt Pilas comes home 11th, Stephen Mastro 12th, Harry Vance 13th, Jim Vig 14th, Dan Smith in the 15th position. 11 to 15, all between 1 and 8 laps down. Kevin DeBello, Ryan Grassi, Jason Steinhurst, Connor Babel, William Guest, Christopher Alcaraz, Mark Hefner, Joseph Parker, Jeffrey Stanton, Zach Evans, and Mark Burns round out the field. So it looks like we won't get our race winner here for an interview, which is tough. We'll have to work on that one for next week. But all in all, a really great night of racing here. That one was a ton of fun in the sprint cars, and we're looking forward to do it again next weekend from South Boston Speedway up there in Virginia. But reminder, coming up tomorrow night, Skippy Cross is part of the TNT Special Event Series. Those guys running the league race right now. And tomorrow night, they're going to be doing Skippy Cross. That one's going to be a blast. Thursday night, the High Side Hustle at 8 p.m. with Burt Wojcik and Adam Rubright. Our first guest is part of our Women's History Month celebrations, Tina Rogers, the owner of Grandview Speedway, will talk to us about her family's long history up there in Bechtelsville, Pennsylvania. It's really a show you're not going to want to miss. In the 10 o'clock hour, the USF 2000 official series kicks off their schedule up at Watkins Glen. And then Monday night, the Silver Crowns official series returns here to the National Racing Network for the start of week number 2. So for everybody here at the National Racing Network, my name is Chris Graham. It has been a pleasure to have you joining us this evening. We look forward to talking to you tomorrow night from hell up in Norway. But until then, have a great night.
This Independence Day weekend, kick your party off with a bang. DeWeather Center presents the first annual DeWeather Cares Charity Softball Classic presented by the National Racing Network. The Palmerton Boobies, DeWeather Center Bluecocks, Blue Mountain I-95ers, Pocono Front Platers, Schuylkill County Crackers, Reading Nurses, Catasauqua Blue Tits, and Beltsville Lake Monsters will take the field in Emerald. Find out more on Facebook at DeWeather Center. DeWeather Center, offensively accurate.